Welcome to the grid. All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of In Production's The Grid. It is Saturday night. It is 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, maybe even Mountain. Yes, you're going to be watching some comedy tonight from a special group of actors. Yes, there's a special subgroup of actors here at The Grid, and they're called Three Moo. Let me get my other members of Three Moo to turn on their cameras and wave at their adoring public. How are you doing? How are you doing? Yes, Ron and Lisa Szanyi and I are Three Moo tonight. It's a long story how we got this name, but that's what we're going with this evening. So what is it that we're going to be doing tonight? We're going to be doing improv comedy as a trio based off your suggestions this evening. That's right, off your suggestions. We are going to be looking for all kinds of things that you can put into the chat and tell us about. For example, we need things like objects, lots of objects. Put those into the chat. We need an activity for three people. Activity for three people. What else do we need? We need relationships, like best friends or something. We need numbers today. Number between 1 and 300 would be preferable. We also need some famous historical events. Whether or not they're like in a textbook or not, it's up to you. But we need some of those as well. And we also need some celebrities to make that happen. Also, we need a movie genre. And we also need a description or a title for a given movie. So you put all that into the chat. We will read those things in the chat. And then we are going to make some comedy out of that. It's going to be fantastical. So tonight, we are going to end tonight's program with a game of, let me look, there we go, of Southern Lawyer. Yes, we're going to be defending comedy this evening. And before that, we will be going into each other's minds in a game of shared monologue. Before that, Ron is going to flex his directing muscles in the Amazonian-inspired game of Director's Choice. Prior to that, we're going to find out what Lisa and I are really thinking in a game called He Said, She Said. Oh, no, I lied. Ron and I are going to find out what we're going to be thinking in a game called He Said, He Said. Excuse me. Lisa will tell us what that is. Before that, we will meeting two people who are running a special event, who are running for their city council position in a game called Politician Debate. Prior to that, we will go, and it's a brand new game, by the way. Prior to that, we will then play our signature game of Cover, Thumbs, Folded. That's right. And before that, we are going to put Ron through his worst nightmare, which is to improvise with two scripted actors in a game called Actor's Nightmare. But the thing I love the most about Three Moo is that we've got a lot of egos on this team. A lot of egos. And we like to brag a lot. We brag a lot. And we're going to play a game called Fisherman's Boast. And here's how it works. We're going to get an object from you, the audience. And we're going to crack some wise. And we're going to brag while we're doing it about things that we have caught as a result of that make it fun. So we're going to go ahead and get things started here tonight with, let's go with a pocket watch. I once caught a pocket watch.
Ron, I once caught a pocket watch that was so late.
How late was it?
How late was it?
It was only correct twice a day.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Nelson, I once caught a pocket watch that was so pedestrian.
How pedestrian was it?
Was he?
Whenever I drop it on the floor, it kept ticking.
Oh.
Lisa, I once caught a pocket watch that was so shy.
How
shy
shy
was it?
was it?
I'm not really sure. He never came out of my pocket.
Oh.
Good.
Ron, I once caught a pocket watch that was so military.
How military was it?
Was it?
It was a FOB, forward operating base.
Nelson, I was caught a pocket watch that was so zennial.
How
zennial was it?
It was off the chain.
Oh.
Let's keep it rolling. Let's go with a vinyl record player is what I got. Vinyl record player. Vinyl. A vinyl record player.
Vinyl. I thought you said
vinyl.
vinyl.
I once got a vinyl record player.
Ron, I once caught a vinyl record player that had a rash.
How much of a rash did it have?
It would always scratch.
Oh, that's a problem. Nelson, I once got a vinyl record player that was so old.
How old was it?
It only knew 78.
Oh, Lisa, I once caught a vinyl record player that was so satanic.
How satanic was it?
No matter what I put on, it would always play it backwards.
Oh, Nelson, I once caught a record player that was so car-y.
How car-y was it?
It was a Victrola.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. Typewriter is what I got. Typewriter. I almost got a typewriter.
I once caught a typewriter that was so choosy.
How choosy was it?
It was a selective.
Oh, nice. Nelson, I once caught a typewriter that was so jovial.
How jovial
was it?
Oh, man, it would tell a joke and it'd be rib on you.
Lisa, I once caught a typewriter that was so promiscuous.
How promiscuous was it?
It was a swinger.
Whoa! Nelson, I once caught a typewriter that was so juvenile.
How juvenile
was it?
It wouldn't move out of its backspace.
Oh.
Ron, I once caught a typewriter that was so much of a locksmith.
How much of a locksmith was it?
It had a lot of keys.
Nice. Nelson, I once caught a typewriter that was such a liar.
How much of a liar was it?
It was all caps.
Oh. Okay.
I love it. We'll keep it rolling here this evening. Let me go ahead and look in the chat super quick and bring that up. Okay, we've got blah, blah, blah. Awesome. Let's go with a clown. That's an object, apparently. A clown is an object. We're going with a clown. I once caught a clown.
Ron, I once caught a clown that was so intrusive.
How intrusive was it?
It really was nosy.
Nelson, I once caught a clown that was so taggable.
How taggable was it?
It was it.
Lisa, I once caught a clown that was so hungry all the time.
How hungry all the time was it?
We called him Cookie.
Oh,
I like it. Yeah. I like it. Nelson, I once caught a clown. That was so malleable.
How malleable was it?
He would hammer on the same joke all the time.
Oh. Ron, I once caught a clown that was so tricky.
How tricky was it?
How tricky was he?
Hey, smell my flower. Squirt, squirt, squirt.
Ah! All right, well, last one for real. Last one for real. Let's go with let's go with a copier. Copier. I once got a
Copier.
Copier.
Lisa, I once got a copier that was such a stalker.
How much
How
of a
much of a
stalker was
stalker
it?
was it?
He tried to copy my life.
Oh, sounds like Ron.
Ooh.
Nelson. I once got a copier that was so full of itself.
How full of itself was it?
itself was it?
Well, I asked the copier out, and I was like, "Hey, do you want to go out?" And they said, "Yeah, but if you want to get with the Xerox, you got to leave the Xerox."
Oh, yeah, okay. Ron, I once caught a copier that was so weak,
How weak was it?
Was he?
it was always out of toner.
Oh,
Lisa, I once caught a copier that was so difficult to work with.
How
How
difficult,
difficult to work with was it?
Was it?
He just kept jamming me up.
Oh,
Oh, nice. Nelson, I once caught a copier that was so good at math.
how good at math was it?
Man, you wouldn't believe it. If you give it a set of coordinates, it would always chart out the mimeograph.
Okay.
That was a great one. That was awesome. What are you talking about?
Ron, I once caught a copier that was so out of line,
How
out
was
of
it?
line was it?
you always had to ream it with paper.
Oh, with that said, that is scene. All right, if you are enjoying what it is that we are doing here this evening, that is fantastical because we are at IMPROductionsLLC.com. You're going to want to go by our website, check that out. Check out our merchandise while you're there. Those snazzy shirts you just saw in that promotion are all available for you to purchase. So go check that out. Support the show, support us. And it supports not only online improvisation, but real world improvisation. We are going to be having some dates during the summer. You're going to want to check that out at our website, IMPROductionsLLC.com. Go to the calendar, click the button. You can see all of our shows right there. And then, plus, all the links are right above us right here. So you can go check that out. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and play one of our more interesting games. Let me go ahead and get Ron up on the screen. Ron, go ahead and turn on your camera. Ron, you're an avid reader, yes?
Correct.
So any good books that you've written or read it recently? You read it.
I'm currently reading John Irving's The Last Chairlift.
The Last Chairlift. Is is it a thumbs up, a thumbs down, in the middle?
I'm going to say middle right now because it is very long, and I'm like at page 554, and I've got another 400 pages to read.
Wow, that is great. Well, lucky for us, you have two very non-avid readers, but fantastic actors between me and Lisa. Lisa, go and turn on your camera. Lisa and I are fans of the scripted works,
Yes.
and we both have books that we really, really enjoy. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to perform a scene with you, Ron. Ron, we're going to read out of these books certain lines as our dialogue, and you're going to improvise an entire scene with this concept here. So Ron, I need to get a page number out of this list, so bear with me. I'm going to give you a page number. Lisa, what is the book that you're going to be using for tonight?
I am going to be using Hoodoo, The Unraveling of the 100-Year Mystery of the Chicago Cubs.
Wow, that is ridiculously good. I will be using a different improv book tonight. It's going to be Mick Napier's Behind the Scenes, his long form book at this point.
Hey,
And
fun fact.
Yes.
Mick Napier told Lisa, "Hey, Lisa, you're funny." Came out of Mick Napier's mouth. Just
Is it
thought
in the
I'd put
book?
it out there.
Is this in the book?
It probably is.
Okay, I hope that we choose a number
That's
between
how he
four.
signed my copy. Lisa is funny, Ron.
Lisa is funny. That's how it got in the book. Got it. So we're gonna pick a number between 1 and 200. We're Chris Terry watching,
Hi, Chris.
and he's making fun of my speech impediment here tonight. So Lisa, your number is 127. 127. And I'm going to cheat and pick one of my own, and I'm going to go with page 73. Page 73. Again, Lisa and I will be reading only dialogue from these books, and Ron is going to be justifying everything that we say in this scene. We're going to be getting an activity that can be done between 3 people. So I'll name a few here that we are not going to take. We are not going to take go hiking and have a picnic, because we all know Ron will eat everything and will not have a bite. We'll be starving at the end of it. We will not be playing a board game or a card game at that point, because we know Lisa cheats. So that's not going to happen.
That's true.
But this activity that we're all doing is that we are all making homemade popcorn for a movie night. We're all making homemade popcorn for a movie night. Lisa, are you ready?
Yes.
Cool. Ron, are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. And lights up.
This is a sore subject, guys.
We get together every Saturday and do this.
The scary part is over if you just do it quickly.
That's true, because I did get that eye injury from that one kernel that was erratic when it popped.
Okay.
Oh, true believers, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next show.
I get to pick the next movie. Finally, after 8 weeks, I'm going to get to pick one. Thank you.
I promise, I'm not going to tell you how to stand, since you stand however you want to on the back line.
I did go into the army, you know.
Yeah, and there they tell you how to stand, and it's very direct.
I wish only for you to notice the thinking behind different ways of standing.
You know,
It's just-
I hurt my knee. I'm sorry, I hurt my knee.
Don't worry about it. This is my popcorn stance. I'm good since the eye injury. Oh, that's it. Go silent on me. Go silent on me.
I was just dreaming about Germany.
Hey, we've talked about that.
It's important to make the choice to go out early.
You know, you always do that when we do line games and stuff. Like, oh, just like try that on for size. You always go out right away. I'm starting to be hurt by your lack of creativity.
You should never open at home.
In rehearsal or on stage?
You know, this ain't rehearsal. It's on stick. Can you hear the popcorn popping right now? It's almost ready.
Puppies versus hoodoo. Hoo-hoo!
Hey, are you into this hoodoo stuff for real?
Did you bring the cat?
I'm thinking too much.
Hey, that whole thing in 1969 with that black cat and Ron Santo, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. They just choke. That's it.
Lou DeRocher was very superstitious.
Oh, Leo the Lip. He was a lot of things, but I don't think superstitious was one of them.
I'm not advocating for a verbal declaration for every edit.
He didn't like black cats.
Why are you two so critical all the time? Somebody put some butter.
Finally, practice makes perfect.
I know. I did not burn it this time, okay? Somebody melt some butter and put it on here.
I ain't going to drop this load.
Breaking past that point and allow yourself to fall into a scene can be empowering.
You know, you two keep coming up with excuses that I'm doing all the work here.
The depth of people's beliefs are unreal.
Oh, I believed in the 69 clubs. I believed in them so much I ran home from school every day to watch the end of their game. And now I'm a Sox fan because of it.
Baseball in the nighttime.
Breaking past that point and allowing yourself to fall into things can be empowering.
Yeah, I know the Sox aren't doing so great this year. We had high hopes at the start, but what can I say? Just give me
You
the
don't
popcorn.
suppose we could talk about lights now, do you?
Oh, at Wrigley? Yeah, but I don't even want to go there anymore. Last time I was there, the place was freaking crumbling.
Well, you don't want to be known as a guy or girl who bulldozes every first or second scene in every show or rehearsal.
That is exactly what I want to be known as.
The hats were bad.
You know, there's only so much you can do with the C. There really is.
But the song was worse.
With this muscle memory that you've achieved, you will then have the ability to recall it in front of an audience.
You know, Harry Carey is an icon. I can't believe you're going to trash Harry Carey's seventh inning song.
Even in his dreams.
Finally, get out there already.
You know, you got to let it go. Just like he said, get out there, let it go, get out there and make a whole new world.
You need a broad view.
The more you wait, the more you wait.
If I wait much longer, somebody else is going to eat all this popcorn, and I'm not going to wait.
Have you ever seen Los Improviachis? Yes, our improvised mariachi band. You should go see them. Yes, go to our website, improductionsllc.com/calendar. There will be dates there for Los Improviachis. I believe there's going to be at least one date, if not two, in June. Or July, excuse me. So go ahead and check that out. Go to our calendar. I don't even know what date it's on. It's coming up soon. With that said, let me go ahead and get Ron and Lisa to turn their cameras on. 3 Moo is going to be presenting to you a game of Cover Thumbs Folded. That's right. Tonight, we are going to be performing a scene. We're going to get a destination from you, the audience, and we're going to be heading out that way. And we're going to perform a scene. And while we're doing that, one of us must have half our face covered, one of us must have our thumbs up, and another person must have their arms folded at any given time. And we're going to find reasons to switch those movements and keep that all going. So it's going to be a lot of fun. With that said, I've got a number of destinations here. I'm going to tell you the ones we're not taking. We are not going to Banff National Park in Canada. Not happening. Not happening. We are also not going to Machu Picchu in Peru. Not happening there. But we will be going to the Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef. That is where we're going. Let's go ahead and assume positions, please. Great Barrier Reef. Here we go. And lights up. Oh,
hey,
God.
guys.
I'm going to get stung by jellyfish. I just know it. I'm going to get stung.
Hey, jellyfish are the least of your worries. I've been hearing there's been a bunch of shark attacks there lately.
What makes this place so great?
What makes this so great? It's a Great Barrier Reef. I mean, this is an ecological paradise.
Hey, fun fact. Not really, though, but the reefs are starting to like erode and they're going away, which is going to completely wipe out sea life.
So I can't take a piece of it home with me?
No, don't take anything with you. No. Oh my God. Why would you think about taking that with you? It's an ecological paradise. It's meant to be pristine. Did you not pay attention to the 4-hour lecture I put together for you?
I like rocks.
Hey, let me brief it for you from what he just said. Don't do it.
Yeah.
All you guys
Don't
ever
do
tell
it.
me, that's all you ever do is say don't. You're giving me a headache.
Well, because you take things that aren't supposed to be taken. Do you remember the 2 times that we went out to the canyon, the Grand Canyon? Remember that?
Yes.
The 2 times we went out there, you took a piece of the Hoover Dam.
Yes.
And you took a piece of a coyote's leg. That was part of the
did.
sacred
But
natives that lived there.
And he had an extra leg. He didn't need that 5th leg.
He's no longer wily. He's no longer a wily coyote because of what you did to him.
is he has 4 other legs to walk with. He is not missing that leg. He's probably happier. He's probably getting more dates.
That's the bizarre thing about this whole thing. Like, sometimes I'm okay with what you say, but most of the time I'm not, and that's why I'm really worried. I don't want another sea life disaster to happen. Okay?
Hey, the coyotes got to mate because they're becoming extinct. If they don't mate, we won't have enough coyotes, just like we're almost not having enough of a reef.
That's why he had to use that leg. He wasn't getting no action with that 5th leg in the way.
I'm just gonna say it now, Charla. I'm just gonna say it now. You're destructive. You're a destructive person.
And you don't pay a lot of attention either. That's all I got to say. You need to listen and look as well.
Look, the truth is, I'm a very supportive, nurturing person. I just like souvenirs.
I'll take you to the gift shop. I'll take you to the gift shop.
Buy like a keychain or a little spoon or a shot glass. Quit messing with the environment.
Look, the environment and I are friends. We get each other. They give me a piece of them and I give them a piece of me. That's how it happens.
I refuse to look at that. I don't want to see you giving them a piece of you.
It's not a big deal. I just, use the bathroom in them. That's all.
Oh my God, you can't pee on the coral. If you pee on the coral, you're going to kill everything on it. It's not pH balance. It's not pH balance for you.
That explains why I've got pink eye.
It's natural. It's natural to share your gifts with the world. I have plenty of gifts to give the world.
Your pee is not one of them.
How do you know?
I got pink eye.
Is there a law stating that I'm not allowed to do that?
I believe there is.
Yes. Did you see the one we passed?
New laws about that.
Where? I didn't see any laws. I mean, I was looking everywhere. I didn't see any laws.
Okay. I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't think I can go anymore.
Well, we're here. You have to go.
She's the one we don't want to go anymore. You hear what she's been doing?
I can't let Mother Earth know that I was an accomplice to the destruction of her beauty.
Mother Earth is my mentor.
Hey.
She's the one who taught me. You have to give back to the world.
Did I mention I'm born on Earth Day?
That's right. You are. See, you're a man of Mother.
What'd you call me?
You're a man of Mother. She chose you to be born on Earth Day. Mother Earth chose you.
I'm just glad she didn't live in South Carolina.
And that's it! Alrighty then, if you are enjoying tonight's show, we ask you to swing by inproductionsllc.com/donate. On there, you can click a button. You can donate $5. That's all we're asking. $5. You like this show for $5? I think it's hella worth more, but we're asking only for $5. If you're enjoying this show, go ahead and drop that right there and then. That would be much appreciated. Again, it goes a long way to keeping these shows going. With that said, I want to let you know that we have had to branch out a little bit away from not only just improv and sketch comedy and stand-up, but we're now getting into politics tonight. But yes, we're getting into politics tonight. And I'm going to be bringing on a couple of people running for our local city council. With that said, I'm going to ask Ron and Lisa to go get them for me. I'm gonna ask them to go get them for me right now. And there we go. Ron and Lisa cannot hear me right here, right now. I'm alone with you on the internet. Hopefully they're not watching. So they're not watching. And there are 3 things that we need for tonight. And I'm gonna be looking for an issue for 2 politicians to debate over. I'm also looking for a celebrity endorser. And I'm also looking for a specific day in history and importance, a date of importance in there. So I'm going to go ahead and start with, let's see here, an issue. That's what I'm looking for. The issue to debate tonight is going to be whether or not whether or not a new gas stations are required in the day of electric cars. Whether or not we need a new gas station in the day of electricity, which is great. Let me go ahead and write that down because I will forget it. So it will be a new gas station, and then we're going to get a celebrity endorsement here. And a celebrity endorsement, let me look into the chat. What do we have here? Arnold Schwarzenegger. Thank you, Jerry. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Is going to be a celebrity endorser. And finally, we need a historical date here. And I think we're going to go with the Apollo 11 moon landing. It's going to happen on the day the Apollo 11 moon landing happens. It's in history, but that's when it's going to go retroactive from that date. So with that said, as a reminder, it's going to be the issue is whether or not a new gas station should be built in this day and age of electric cars. We're going to have Arnold Schwarzenegger be the celebrity endorser of this policies of either building or not building one. We'll see how the debate goes. And then the date of importance is going to be the date of the Apollo 11 moon landing. So with that said, I'm going to bring, hopefully Ron and Lisa have gotten our two politicians back at this point, and we're going to bring them back right about now. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy to bring our two fantastic candidates for a city council person. They're going to be coming here and they're going to be debating over the issues this evening. They're going to be telling us about what is the issue at hand. We had a brief discussion backstage, and they're also going to be referencing some of their more prominent endorsers, as well as what date of importance this legislation or this issue will be resolved. So if I can have my candidates turn on their cameras at this point. Oh, excellent. Thank you. And I'm just waiting for the other candidate. Okay. There we go. There's the other candidate. Hello, candidates. Welcome to IMPROductions LLC's The Grid. We're so happy that you decided to bring your debate right here and share it with the rest of us this evening. I would like you to introduce yourselves, just for the people who may not know. I would like to go with, yes, go ahead. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Yes.
Hi, I'm Kat.
Hi, Kat.
My philosophies have been well known throughout the world. I have been on stages since I was 2 because I am the world's most expressive toe dancer in the world.
Toe dancer.
I am a toe dancer.
Excellent. Well, I thank you for coming. I believe that is the reason why you are qualified in taking on this position at this point. And let's go ahead and meet your opponent this evening for this debate. Oh, we're having some audio technical difficulties.
That was the government. I'm sorry. They're listening into everything I say. My name's Elliot. I'm from the ET party, a third party. And okay. I am fully of the belief that we should all ride bicycles while eating Reese's Pieces.
Oh, thank you, Elliot. Much appreciated. Nice to, you look
Don't
familiar.
Forget to phone your mother at home.
Good. Thank you for reminding all of us that. Those of you who are watching tonight, please phone your mothers if you're able to, and let them know that you're okay, because they want to hear from you. With that said, we were talking backstage about the issue this evening, and I just have to ask to know, what is up with the fumes around this? What is up with the fumes around this?
I will gladly go first because
go ahead, Elliot.
Because railroad safety is something I'm really concerned about, and especially for those people in Michigan with those fumes that are from those boxcars that crashed and oil.
Yes.
That's horrible.
Yes.
Well, I will say that the fumes that bother me the most in my neighborhood are those machines that ride around and the children chase after them and dance in the fumes. I believe they're mosquito repellents and stuff like this. It's not healthy. It's not healthy for our children. It's not healthy for the environment. It's purely not healthy.
With that said, I mean, with health in mind and transportation especially, you know, how do you feel that that we could get more bang for the buck? I mean, like a higher octane on this issue.
Um, I'm not sure where you're going with this, and I hate to mention this, but my opposition candidate here seems really out of the loop. Those trucks have been gone for years, but if they still had them, they would be EVs now because we are trying to cut back on that and run it with that kind of power.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I find personally that electrical cars are an abomination.
Oh.
They're an abomination to the world.
Well,
No
electric
one should
car.
be driving that.
But to your point, I mean, here in Northwest Indiana, we all know that electric cars are a boon right now. I mean, should we be supporting the old guard? Should we be supporting the old guard as a result?
Well, those of us here in Northwest Indiana that have grown up smelling the oil refineries, the lead refineries, and Lieber Brothers with the soap they make, all know that can be very hazardous. But at the same time, if you don't have these industries, there's very little work for these people to do. And I mean, there's only like 4 charging stations at Meyer. So,
Mm.
I mean, big oil companies have just, managed us wonderfully. They have kept our cars moving. They have taken care of us. They are charging a little higher than they used to, but, inflation, it happens. It happens.
Well, so speaking of inflation, I was speaking with Luke Speedway, and he felt that we should invest more in the old guard. Do you feel that do you agree with Luke Speedway?
this is kind of sounding like you're a Joe Manchin fan. And,
Oh,
that
I'm neutral. I'm neutral. So it's not me.
you could say you're neutral, but I could feel your vibe. That's why I have this hat, so they can't steal my thoughts. But yeah, I kind of agree with that. They might need to release more oil leases and let us drill a little more.
I mean, why would the earth make the oil if we weren't meant to use it?
Yeah, but the issue isn't about the oil or the releasing of it. I mean, it's the byproduct, and is this byproduct as rare as we think it is?
I mean, I can only assume that you're talking about ruining the ozone layer by what we release. It's pretty much equivalent to cows farting.
Mm-hmm.
And in India,
Well,
they don't ever stop cows from farting.
well, perhaps I can pump this thing along a little bit more. Just pump it up a bit, but more. Should people have access?
Well, we have to have access to pumping gas into our cars.
That's exactly right. That is the issue. Should we be building new gas stations and new pumps? Should we be building them or not? That's the issue.
I hate to bring this up, but Mike Pence's family owned a whole gas station conglomerate and poisoned the land and just walked away and let it sit there. But we never hear about that anymore. But yeah, the fumes that are from gas, I mean, they have different things that collect them. The pumps have become advanced over the years, but there probably still does need to be more collection at gas stations and a better delivery method.
Well, I think if we build all new ones, what would we do with the old ones? It's kind of a waste of making.
Oh, so you're in favor of going ahead and continuing to build new ones?
We're going to keep with the ones we have.
You're going to keep with the. Okay, fair enough.
Yes.
Oh, well, in the interest of time, I'm gonna move on here. Both of you are very, very well funded. You both have very well funded campaigns at this point, and I have to ask myself, why did you choose the endorser? You both chose the same endorser, which is interesting. It's the same one. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. Campaign finance laws have decided that even though you can't share that information with each other, I found out about it through a Freedom of Information Act, right? So I just want to know why is it that you chose to go with this candidate and with this person is somewhat of a mercenary?
Well, I mean, why not go with Clarence Thomas? I mean, he has so many rich friends, and it would be silly not to use his connections.
I myself, my biggest endorser is Charlie Sheen. You
Ah,
know,
interesting.
he's done a lot of good for the world. He makes wonderful movies. He um he keeps the porn industry alive.
I I did not know that. I did not
Yes.
know that Charlie Sheen kept the. Wow, I learned something new. Speaking of Charlie Sheen, I mean, this endorser that you both share is at least as big as Two and a Half Men.
Oh, mm. The Rock is a wonderful man,
Oh, he
and
is.
he likes he likes for people to go at, and he's a very competitive guy. So he
Hmm.
wants to make sure everybody's standing on the same footage when they have to go against each other.
Hmm.
Politicians, wrestlers,
Hmm.
doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Now
Whatever.
I really don't want to drop the name of this venture capitalist that is helping us both out, it appears. But the fact that he's married to Demi Moore really turns me up.
Well, speaking of someone that can die hard, this person is virtually indestructible when it comes to criticism, and also indestructible when it comes to. It's like they're a Terminator, of all kinds of things, like all kinds of issues that come their way, they terminate them immediately.
Well, he just became a grandfather, right?
Yeah, true.
He
Congratulations.
just became a grandfather, and he's taken a new outlook on life.
Mm.
He's really kind of apologized to his ex-wife Maria, and things are going well for them to grandparent together.
Good to hear that. Good to hear that. Elliot, any thoughts?
Well, I mean, if she's trying to out the one person that I'm thinking of that this, but I mean, some of the things you said made me kind of think of Bruce Willis a little bit.
Yeah. It's not Bruce Willis. It's not Bruce Willis. Although Bruce Willis is in partnership with this endorser in a Planet
Yeah,
Hollywood venture.
yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester
Yes.
Stallone, they're all
Did
partners.
you know that you were both sharing Arnold Schwarzenegger
Well,
as
I
a
hear
as
he
an
shares a
endorser
lot.
for your
I
positions?
do. I hear he shares a lot.
I hope that you can reconcile that with your positions because they're diametrically opposed at this point.
Yes,
Let
I'll
me
get to the chopper soon.
Yeah, yeah. With that said, both of you are the new legislation that we're looking for here to effectively no longer build new gas stations is actually kind of an old concept, a very old concept. It's
Hmm.
popular in Houston. It's been popular in Cape Canaveral. It's been popular in parts of Europe. Any thoughts as to when this legislation should be retroactively applied?
Wow. I would have to say 1942.
Really? Wow.
If we could take it back then, the world would be.
Hmm.
I myself, I think it's a little closer in time, and I would go back to like the first Apollo launch
Oh, really? The first one. Why the first one?
because the first one's always the best.
Oh, didn't three astronauts die in the first Apollo mission? Didn't they die of a fire?
That was just a technicality.
Oh, really?
It was
No,
just a
as Elon
technicality.
Musk has told us, that was an after event.
Yeah, it didn't
Wow.
happen in the launch.
Gus Grissom would probably disagree. His family in the state would disagree with that. Speaking of Apollo, I mean, the thing that the American public likes winners. You know,
Yes.
they said the chances of one of you being elected to this city council is a moonshot at this point.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
does that influence when you think this should be applied?
Well, everyone knows that the first moon landing was very significant. It
Yes,
Yeah.
was a
that
small
is.
step for mankind.
Mhm.
As well as the first step on the moon.
That is exactly when this legislation should be applied at this point. With that said, no new gas station should be built in this land
No.
of electric
No.
vehicles. One of you supports
No.
it, one of you doesn't. You both are being funded by Arnold Schwarzenegger this
We
evening.
are.
I hope that you can reconcile that. And finally, but you do agree at least that it should be applied retroactively to anything built since the Apollo 11 moon landing. So, thank you. Any parting words, Elliot, before we go?
Phone your mother. Phone home.
Phone home. And Kat, any parting words from you?
I think you have to become one with Mother Earth.
Become one with Mother Earth. Thank you so much for coming here tonight. Remember, the polls stay open at least till 8 o'clock this evening, so go ahead and put in your vote. We thank you so much for coming to the grid, and that is seen.
Hey, everybody, we got a great new game for you here. We've got a couple fellows who have to have a conversation. And, let's be honest, they have a lot to say, but they don't say it very well, do they? They kind of keep everything to themselves. No matter what, they just kind of don't tell everything that we need to know. So I'm going to bring them up, and I'm going to go to Nelson for my
Mm-hmm.
get.
Yeah.
Nelson.
Oh, your get this evening, it's going to be a relationship this evening.
So, I know this is difficult for you, but let's make it kind of a personal relationship where you guys can get to the nitty and gritty of things.
I think it's going to be neighbors who share a passion for gardening.
Wow, that is so you two. I can totally see this. So I'm going to step back and I'm going to call my two actors up, and then they're going to start with their gardening. They're obviously neighbors, so they're in the backyard, and they're going to have inner dialogue that they can't say, so I will say for them. So, Nelson and Ron, can I please have you come up? All right, you guys are neighbors that you have a passion, a true passion for gardening. Are you ready?
Ready?
Yes.
Begin.
I want to keep these hedges down so I can see the magnificent work that you do in your yard.
He
Hey.
said, as he just admonished and kind of snapped his fingers at his neighbor.
Hey. Shh. My tomatoes are really, really sensitive to sound.
He said, as he wished he would come over into his yard, but kept touching his nose.
You do have a lovely set of tomatoes. They're always so plump and juicy, and I wish I knew your secret.
He said, knowing what his secret is because he peeked in there last night.
Well, these have a special power. They're full of seed.
He said, I saw you in my background. I know that you know, but that's okay because I'm better than you, as he said, kept high-fiving himself.
They look so good and they used to taste really great, but you're overly seeded.
He said, wishing he could get the seeds as he scratched his head.
Overseeded. No. This is what makes these tomatoes so much more aromatic.
He said, as he knew he was jealous, and he bought those tomatoes from the store, but he decided to dance anyway.
I'm going to admit I snuck over and took a tomato last night, but as I'm eating it now with so many seeds, it's causing this rash in my scalp.
As he was feeling so guilty, he took his shirt off.
I can't have a medical emergency going on right here, right in the middle, right before competition. Stop!
He said, knowing he wanted more off, and he spun in circles.
Look at this. This rash is spreading from my scalp down my entire body.
He didn't know what to do anymore, so he started whistling.
Well, here, I've grown something else that should help with that.
as he stroked his own face, wishing it was his neighbor's.
You know what? After the tomatoes, I'm very leery about trusting. Well, no, I'm not going to try it. You'll have to eat one first.
As he watched him chew it and watched his mouth.
Look, it's Fauci approved, FDA safe. I promise it'll help you.
He knew it wasn't Fauci approved because he put love potion in it and he wanted his neighbor to love him.
You're trying that thing like with the apple and the seven dwarfs because everyone knows Fauci retired. Fauci retired.
He wondered why Fauci would do this to him. He needed him still. He just needed him.
Well, then fine. You could just fall apart with all of that rash on you. But I'm going to be right here with the cure that you need.
And he had lotion in his hand and he just wanted to rub it all over his neighbor's body.
You know what? Let me trim a gateway through this hedge and then rub me down. Oh.
He enjoyed the rubbing so much it was almost sinful.
Are you supposed to have a third arm?
He wondered.
That's just my arm of happy to see you. That's all.
And that's it.
Hello and welcome. It is I, Jacques, the director of so many movies that I won't even name them, but I have a new contract with Netflix because they're going to be rolling in money as they take away your free subscriptions for those of you who cheat. Nay. So I am going to bring up two of the finest actors that we can afford at this time. Please, my actors, show face. Thank you so much for being here. All right, for the rest of you, this is just like DeSantis's on Twitter, except we are on Zoom. We are going to show you a trailer for our new movie. All right, from Nelson, who also is an executive at Netflix. Please tell me, what genre of the movie are we going to work with?
Action. It's an action movie.
Action movie. Oh, yes, I love the action movies. I've made so many. Also, have they provided a title?
They did. It's a working title, though.
Okay, a working title. Yes, it is.
The Nebulous Edge.
The Nebulous Edge. Oh, it just rolls off the tongue. The Nebulous Edge. An action film. The Nebulous Edge. My actors, are you perhaps ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Let me go away and action.
They're behind. They're coming, and we gotta move out now, soldier.
I'm ready for him, sir. You tell me what to do, Sarge.
What I want you to do is I want you to hold that line. You're the only one that can do it, Private.
I got him, sir. None will get past me, for I am the killing machine you trained me to be.
You know, Private Part. Private Part.
Yes, sir.
I think of you as like a son. And if I don't make it home, I want you to tell my wife that I loved her.
Of course, sir. I will tell every wife that you have on your list of 12 that you love her.
Cut, I say. All right, let me tell you. An action film has more action in it.
Oh,
So we are going to switch. Same title,
okay.
but is now going to be a karate film.
Oh, yes, sir.
Lisa,
Yes,
I would
sir.
like to see many, many karate moves out of you.
Yes, sir.
And Nelson,
Yeah.
you are going to kung fu fight to put Bruce Lee to shame.
Okay. Okay.
Are we
got
ready?
It. Got it,
Are we
Jack,
ready?
Jack. Ready.
Action!
Wow! Wow! Remember this.
Cha! My master, you have taught me well.
I have taught you well. You
Yes, your father.
must remember that you must say, for all of us who are coming next, you must hold the line.
I shall hold the line, master, for I am the king of hitting and punching and kicking, and I
Shut-
shall defend the honor of this dojo.
I must teach you one thing before I leave. The
Yes, sir.
Hadouken. Hadouken.
No, not the Hadouken, sir.
Hadouken.
I'm
You
not
must
sure I
pull
read
in your
the
chi.
Cut. All right, it was some good work.
Okay.
But it's so much like Cobra Kai, we cannot use it.
Oh,
Too
I
much
love
like the
Cobra
Cobra
though.
Kai.
I
I
love
Too much
see,
like
yes.
Cobra Kai.
I
What I
understand.
need from both of you is to focus on the title, which was?
Nebulous Edge.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It was a test you passed. You get 5% raise at the commissary.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
All right. We are going to turn things around a little bit. We are going to make this a romance movie.
Oh,
So Lisa, I want you to use all your allure like you are a siren, calling Nelson from his ship to the rocks and possibly his death. Nelson,
mhm.
you are not going to succumb to the wiles of the siren,
Okay.
but you will be deeply, deeply drawn, but you will fight. I
Okay.
need to see within you this angst. Angst,
Okay.
I say, lights
Thanks. Okay.
Oh, my love. Come over here. Come closer.
I can't. Between
Oh.
death and love, there's only existence.
Love is always better than death.
My heart says yes, but my
Then bring your
fear
body.
says no.
You bring your body, and your body will say yes. Say yes to your love.
But there's a weird power dynamic between us. I am your teacher. You are my student. We can't have this. It's forbidden.
That is how it
up.
started.
Cut. This will not sell in Florida.
No.
This will not sell in Florida. We need to
you're
redo.
right.
We need to
Yeah,
redo.
you're right. Yeah,
We
you're
need
right.
to redo.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yes.
I give you one more chance, and
more chance.
I do
Okay.
not want to have to go find new actors.
Oh,
Okay.
please.
It will cost
This
extra
is
money.
a-
I really need this
Look.
job, sir.
Look, I paid you $300. I really want to make sure my money's it's worth here. Okay, so
Yeah.
Do not try to push my creative artistic work here.
No.
not all.
We're not doing that, sir.
I tell you, when you tell people how much you pay me, sometimes my accent goes away.
Okay.
But we're going to make one more try.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
This will be a hip hopera.
Ooh.
So I want you to get your funks on. I want to see
Okay.
a lot of hipping and hopping and opera. And all right,
Okay.
I need to hear.
Sure.
I need to hear passion.
Okay. All right.
Passion. I need. Lights up.
Hey, boy, what you doing?
I told you this. I ain't screwing. This is what I'm doing for you. You can see.
Oh, but with you, I do plea. Come over here and spend some time with me.
I'd like to do that, but it's this soliloquy. Got people trying to kill us. We gotta get home.
Cut. It cannot get no better than soliloquy being a rhyme.
This is true.
That is the one. Print. Thank you so much, actors. Please go to the commissary. Have a salad on me. And
Ooh.
audience, please make sure you go see this when it hits AMC theaters. Thank you.
You know what? I have never felt so much as a fantastic actor as I do now after shooting that trailer for that movie, Nebulous Edge. I feel so much better now. With that said, I'm going to feel even better because we are going to be defending comedy this evening. So I need my other two lawyers to join me up on this stage. Yes. Oh, that's fantastical. Fantastical. We are going to be, we're going to go ahead and be doing, defending some things in comedy, some objects in comedy this evening. And I'm looking through the chat, and we are going to be defending the Polaroid camera. The Polaroid camera is what we are going to be defending.
Oh, my honor. I do declare my client, the Polaroid camera, could not have done such a heinous crime.
Why is that?
Because he is instantly replayed.
Members of the jury, I
Yes.
wish to bring to you the proposition that my client, the Polaroid camera, cannot be guilty. And let me tell you why that is. That is because he must be shaken well before you get any picture of what he was involved in.
I got you.
Your Honor, my client, the Polaroid camera, cannot be guilty of the crime that has been alleged against him because, quite frankly, he lives within a dark room and has never been put at the scene of the crime. Never.
Your Honor, I simply must tell you, my client, the Polaroid camera, could not have done this because evidence, as you show me the photo, has faded away.
Oh.
Your Honor, I do declare I am calling for a dismissal of these charges against my client, the Polaroid camera, because I'm going to tell you why. Because the Polaroid camera has not been around to be used since the 1980s, and therefore the statutes of limitations do not hold.
Oh, that's smart.
Looks like our case has been decided and taken out of the dockets. Next up is going to be chainmail. Chainmail. Chainmail is what we are going to be.
Well, Your Honor, I do declare that my client, Chainmail, could not have done this heinous crime.
Not at all.
Nope. Simply, he was not linked in.
Your Honor, it is a travesty of justice to try to bring charges against my client, Chainmail. I'm telling you that in today's age and time, he does not identify as a male. Therefore, you cannot charge him as one. Therefore, he is innocent. Innocent.
Well, Your Honor, I would also agree that Chainmail could not have possibly committed this crime because this is the most gentle person that I've ever met. He wouldn't harm a soul.
Oh.
Your Honor, my client, Chainmail, cannot be held guilty of this because he did forward the mail on to the next person. Therefore, there are no consequences against him.
Your Honor, I'd also like to remind you that the defendant, Chainmail, cannot be possibly guilty of this charge because, quite frankly, they're into soft rock, not metal.
That makes sense. Your Honor, my client, Chainmail, simply could not have done this crime simply because he was not open. And therefore, if you don't open a chain letter, you do not send it on.
Well, that's been decided. They're not guilty. They're not guilty. Thank God we've had that. We have another client, and it is a smartphone.
Ooh.
Smartphone.
Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Well, Your Honor, I simply must tell you that my client, the smartphone, could not have done this heinous crime.
Why is
Why?
that?
Because he's just a dummy.
Your Honor, I am offended that we've even been brought in front of a jury of our peers this evening because we all know that the smartphone could not have had access to the materials to harm the plaintiff because he had no Kia.
Well,
Your Honor, I must declare that before I go to lunch, that my client, the smartphone, is not capable of being guilty of this crime or any other because he had run out of minutes a long time ago.
oh yeah, he did. Oh yeah, he did.
Out of time. Out of
Out
time.
of time.
I'd also like to say, I think it's also an injustice that we're trying my client, the smartphone, because he's not even human. He's an android.
No, he
Yep.
is. That is a point. I forgot to acknowledge.
They have different rights.
They do.
Your Honor, my client, the smartphone, cannot be guilty. There is no way, no how that he can be guilty because he has no grandchildren that can show him how to operate this phone.
That is true.
Speaking of, he did have an accomplice, if you do remember. There was an accomplice who had confessed to this whole thing. Yes, John Samsung about the entire crime and took responsibility.
Yep.
He sung like a little birdie.
Well, with that said, it looks like not guilty is the plea right there. Is the verdict at this point. And that's scene for that game. Yes, that concludes our show this evening of The Grid. We have been 3-moo this evening. Yes, we hope that you really, really enjoyed this. If you did, please go to inproductionsllc.com/donate. Donate $5. That's what we're asking for tonight if you enjoyed any part of our show. We really appreciate it. With that said, we do have other dates coming up for the summer. So go please check that out. We have a workshop coming up. We've got a few live performance dates and always The Grid every other Saturday. So go check all that stuff out at our website. With that said, we have been collectively 3-moo, the cast of The Grid this evening. But individually tonight we have been
Lisa,
Nelson,
Ron.
Excellent. We appreciate your time this evening. Enjoy it, and we will see you in a couple weeks for the next episode of The Grid. Have a good night.